Hi, my name is Dan Nevins, and it is an absolute honor to lead you through practice today. Before we get started, I want to introduce you to two amazing people who will join you in your practice. We have Peter right here. You can see Peter is an above-the-knee amputee. He will be practicing a modified practice to maybe show you what's possible in your body. And we also have Cam. Cam will be modeling the full expression of each pose in her own way. And there's one thing I want to say before getting into it is that this practice is completely modifiable to any type of disability. Whether you're seated in a chair or in a wheelchair or have any varying disability, there is a modification that's available for you. And I'm saying this because I learned it the hard way, I should say. Yoga was something that I never thought I could do as a bilateral below-the-knee amputee, but a friend of mine finally convinced me when I was in a dark place living with the invisible wounds of war. And this practice saved my life. And that's why I went on to found a nonprofit organization called Warrior Spirit Retreat, where I work with veterans who are living with the invisible wounds of war and helping show them the tools of yoga, mindfulness, and meditation that might change their life in the same way it impacted mine. And so I'm so grateful to be here to lead this practice that is geared towards two things: connection and possibility. Connection primarily to our bodies, because I was completely disconnected from my body, and that led to disconnection everywhere in my life. And then using yoga, I found that connection, restored it, not only to my physical body and the planet itself, but I restored that connection in every relationship in my life. And that's what I'm hoping to portray for you through this sequence. And also possibility, the possibility that your body can do things that you probably thought it couldn't, and that you can be powerful just as you are, and nothing to fix and nothing to change. So we're going to start practice in child's pose. So you want to come to all fours on your mat, and if you happen to be seated, you just bow forward and just listen to the cues and engage your body the best way that you can. So start by bringing your knees as wide as you can on your mat to really open your hips and sink your hips down toward your heels. Reach your arms forward, or you can, as Pete is doing, you can use a block to support your head. And begin to fire up Ujjayi breath, Ujjayi pranayama, in through your nose, out through your nose. And be sure to pull the pit of your belly up and in to really engage your core. And from core down to floor, press down. And from core out of your arms, reach forward. Spread your index fingers straight ahead to 12 o'clock. Breathe. Just ground in your presence in your physical body. Close your eyes and just get present to where you are in space. Wherever that is, your living room, at work, wherever you are, just get present to your body right here on your mat, your chair, wherever it is you might be. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips up and back for downward facing dog. Now, downward facing dog, you can do it traditionally how Cam is modeling, or you can come to your knees like I do, downward facing dog. Press your hands into the earth, press your chest back toward your thighs. Breathe. One more deep breath in. Exhale, empty. Walk your feet to your hands for ragdoll. So with ragdoll, you want to spread your feet hip-width distance apart, and then bow forward at the waist and grab opposite hand to opposite bicep and just hang. Really press down through the balls of your feet, down into the earth, and really fire up your muscles, skin to muscle to bone, really hug in, and from the waist forward, create ease like water flowing over a cliff. Let your head hang loosely. Feel your feet on your mat. As your breath moves in and out, filling up your lungs, emptying your lungs, release your hands, toe heel your feet together, and then root down through the balls of your feet, rise up, reach up for extended mountain pose. And really get present to your physical form. However it is, however it's showing up, whether you're standing or sitting, I want you to, from your core, press down to floor, and then from floor, rebound back up to core, and then fully express up and out. Reach up toward the ceiling, really fire up your fingers, and then exhale and bow forward. One more time, rise up, reach up, mountain pose. Bring your hands to heart center. Anjali Mudra. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, empty. Inhale, connection. Exhale, possibility. Inhale, power. Exhale. Inhale, reach up, rise up, mountain pose. Exhale, bow forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale to lift halfway with a long, flat spine. Press the crown of your head to the front of the room. And if you're seated, I want you to be mindful of having support so you don't fall out of your chair. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, empty. One more time. Inhale, fill up your lungs. Exhale, bow forward, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, reach up, mountain pose, all the way up, rise up, hands together. Take a little back bend here if you can. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Long, flat spine. Great. Exhale, bow. One more time. Inhale to lift halfway. And Peter, I want you to step back just to downward facing dog. And Cam, from flat spine, go back to high plank, down to low plank, upward facing dog. And actually, Cam, can you go back down to low plank? And then show low cobra. Low cobra is also a modification that you can do here, just to lift your shoulders up off the ground. Rest your lower body on the mat. And then from here, low cobra or upward facing dog, push back to downward facing dog. Beautiful. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, empty. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, empty out. Look forward and step your feet to your hands. Inhale to lift halfway, long flat spine. Exhale, bow. One more time, mountain pose. Reach up, rise up. And then exhale, bow forward. Chest to your thighs. Breathe. Yeah, you're doing great. Feel your body on your mat and connect breath to movement. One more time. Inhale, lift halfway. Peter, can you come straight back to downward facing dog? And now through a vinyasa, high plank, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Lift your chest, pull your shoulders back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Press your hips up and back and press your chest toward your thighs. Breathe. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, empty. Look forward. Step your feet to your hands. Inhale, lift halfway. Long, flat spine. Pull up and in, Uddiyana Bandha. Exhale, bow. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Yeah, sit low. And really, I want you to pull your knees together, pull the pit of your belly up and in, press down through your feet, floor to core, and from core out through your hands. Really fully express out. And if you happen to be seated in a chair, you can still do this from core, fully expressed out through your hands, powerfully engaging all of your muscles. And yes, bow forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Step back, high to low plank. Or straight back to downward facing dog. Inhale, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Now take your right foot and step it to the inside of your right hand for warrior one. Spin your back foot 60 to 90 degrees. Really get intentional in creating the physical foundation of the pose. Pull up and in the core. Reach your arms up over your head. Yes. Powerful, strong. Try to push your right hip back, left hip forward. Open up through your back. Yes. And then look to the earth and go to high to low plank or straight back to downward facing dog. Inhale, upward facing Or low cobra, exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot steps to the inside of your left hand, warrior one. Your back foot, right foot spins 60 to 90 degrees. And you can take any length of stance. You'll notice with Peter's prosthetic leg here that he's taking a shorter stance, but still creating a powerful center of gravity. Right hip forward, left hip back, shoulders straight to the front of the room. Yes. Hands to the earth, chaturanga or downward facing dog. From chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, exhale, empty. One more time, inhale, fill up. Exhale, empty out. Inhale one more time. Exhale, get present to where you are. Step your right foot forward for crescent lunge. With crescent lunge, you want to keep both feet at 12 o'clock. And you can modify by taking your left knee down to the ground. Yeah, and then rise up, reach your arms up over your head. And now take your hands to heart center. And you can take a twist, two different versions of twist I want you to work with here. One, we're gonna do an open arm twist. So Peter, can you open your arms here and just twist to your right? And Cam, inhale, reach up again to show the full flow. Exhale, hands to heart center. And left elbow outside the right knee, twist. Breathe. You can stay here or open your arms to fully express out. Yes. And from here, I want you to take all your attention to the pit of your belly, pull up and in, and from where you are, I want you to rise up to warrior two. Warrior two, however it takes to get there. Just rise up and create the same stance as warrior one, but your back foot is going to be at 90 degrees. You want to keep your center of gravity, your shoulders straight over your hips, get powerful in creating the physical foundation of the pose by getting your knee all the way over your ankle. Yes. You can even lift the toes on your front foot. Use drishti, your gaze, to connect to some physical point somewhere in the room, creating access to the power in your body. I really want you to wake up to your physical body. How powerful you are. Use your drishti, your gaze, as a different point of contact, a third point of contact to the ground. Breathe. Ujjayi breath. Pull the pit of your belly up and in. Press down through your feet. Rebound energy from the floor back to core, from core to fully express out. And now from here, extended side angle. So drop your knee down to your elbow, reach up. Alternatively, you can use a block to lengthen your lengthen your hand to the floor to really create access and a third solid point of contact to the ground. Breathe. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, start to peel open. Lift your eyes up, shoulder back. And then exhale, look to the earth. Chaturanga Dandasana, you go. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot, crescent lunge. Step your left foot to the inside of your left hand. Yeah, and take one knee to the ground. And then rise up, reach your arms up over your head. Yes. Exhale, hands to heart center. Peter, can you take an open twist here? Perfect. Yeah. Twist open. Lengthen through your spine. And then really create access to a deep twist. Like really, as much as you can, I want you to concentrate on solid connection to the core, and from access to core, an open twist. Take your eyes up if you can. Breathe. And then rise up, warrior two. Yeah, right away, create the physical foundation of the pose and really being up to something bigger than yourself. I remember the first time for me doing this pose, warrior two, I was like, well, I got it, I'm a warrior. Like I was a wounded warrior, I'm a warrior, like I can do this, I can create this. And I was really getting my butt handed to me, but it was in that moment, those moments that I realized that if I just stayed, If I use my breath is my most powerful tool. If I connected each breath to the possibility of just staying in the pose, then there might be a different future for me. I was so gifted to have great teachers that showed me that not giving up, not giving in, the power of sometimes just staying when we want to quit, that moment, those moments created a new relationship to my body, which I thought was gone forever. Extended side angle. Again, take modifications if you need. If you need to use a block to lengthen your arm to the floor, whatever it is that you need right here. And I want to say this, that modifications all come from you. There's an infinite number of modifications that are possible. And what I'm asking you to do is listen to your body. With each breath, get more connected to the physical form that is your body, and connect your breath to each movement, whether it's a large movement or a micro movement. Connect your breath to your body. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, peel open. Lift your chest toward the sky. 3, 2, 1. Look to the earth. Chaturanga Dandasana or downward facing dog. And also you might find that we're doing downward facing dog a little long for you. So I want to say that child's pose, where we started, is always available throughout the practice. Or you can do it like I do and take downward facing dog from your knees. There's always a way to stay in the practice without giving up. And that is being connected and really in the experience of what's possible for your body. Take a deep breath in, fill up. Exhale, empty out. Again, deep breath in, fill up your lungs. Exhale, empty, look forward, walk your feet to your hands. Lift halfway up, inhale, long flat spine. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, root to rise, reach up, extended mountain pose. Hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra, and take tree pose. Lift your right leg up. So you can do like I do and just take your kickstand foot, your heel to your ankle, or you can lift your foot up to the inside of your calf, or all the way up like Cam is onto her thigh. And just be careful, be mindful not to press your foot into your knee. That could cause an injury. And like anything, I want you to really be in the experience of listening to your body. And if you have this sensation of pain at any time, that's a message to stop. But if you're feeling discomfort at any time, I want you just to know that discomfort is a precursor to growth. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to grow into our bodies. Come to your breath. With each inhale, feel more connected to the earth. And with each exhale, be present to your body. Just breathe here. The intention of equanimity in yourself, in your body, in this practice, and really in your whole life. You know, I practice yoga at least 3 times a week. It should be every day, but hey, it's just real life, I don't. And the fact that you're here, don't let it get lost on you that you might not be able to balance right now. You could be doing this from a chair, and that's cheating, and that's also okay. Switch sides. On your own, using breath to movement. Inhale, come back to stand extended mountain pose, and then exhale, hands to heart center. And then left leg up. You know, I get to teach yoga all over the world. And it's, you know, I see people with some of the most beautiful practices. Their balance is incredible. And I wind up having conversations with them after class, and there's always this conversation of, like, I'll mention, like, wow, your standing postures were beautiful. And they're like, yeah, well, yoga is my escape. It's what I do to escape my day-to-day. It's where I feel whole, where I feel grounded, where I feel connected. And so what I'm learning from these people is they rush off to find balance, and they find it on their mat. And then my offering to them is well, maybe you should try to look more for that balance at home. Yoga isn't about this 72-inch by 24-inch piece of rubber. Yoga is about adapting this practice to your life. When balance is missing in a mat or in a pose, it's easy to say, well, what do I need to do? What muscle group isn't firing right? Or where's my foot in relationship to my body? And be in discovery of that. But the real question is, where else am I lacking balance? And yoga is a really great tool to shine a light, maybe in different places that you aren't looking. And I would suggest that if you're missing it on the mat, then it's probably missing elsewhere too. Extended mountain pose. Take both feet down. Inhale, reach up, rise up. Exhale, bow forward, Uttanasana fold. Inhale, lift halfway, long, flat spine. Exhale, either back to downward facing dog or chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your right foot to the inside of your right hand, warrior one. Press down to rise up, reach up. Open up, warrior two. Flip your front palm, reach forward, reverse your warrior, go back. Look to the earth, cartwheel down, chaturanga dandasana, or straight to downward facing dog. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right away, left foot forward, warrior one, you go. Root down to rise up. Really press down through your feet, pull up and in. Energy from core to floor, floor back up to core, fully express out, open up, warrior two. Drishti. Find your gaze to one physical point. Yes. Flip your front palm. Reach forward, reverse your warrior, go back. Really lengthen through your left ribs, and then look to the earth, cartwheel down, either back to downward facing dog or through a full vinyasa, chaturanga, up dog to downward facing dog. Now come to both knees and take a seated position on your mat. Both legs straight out in front of you. And lift your right foot off the ground and put your right sole of your foot. Sometimes I say the palm of your foot because I don't have feet anymore, so I lost sole. They're all palms to me. And then I want you to take a seated twist. So inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, take your right spider fingers to the floor and your left elbow to the outside of your right knee and twist open. Breathe. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist even more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist open. Take both feet out in front of you again. And then now take your left sole of your foot outside of your right knee. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, spider finger your left hand and right elbow to left knee. Twist open. Pull up and in your core to create access to a deeper twist as you inhale to lengthen. Exhale to peel open. And try to smile. Yeah, one more time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, peel open. And then both legs out in front. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, bow forward, Paschimottanasana. Breathe. Release. Again, inhale, reach both arms up. Once again, bow forward. Lead with your chest toward your thighs. You can grab your feet or use a block, or you can even use a strap or a towel to wrap around your feet to pull yourself down. Remember, there's always a way to modify each and every pose. Listen to your body. Breathe in connection, expansion, the knowing that anything is possible. Release your feet. Again, inhale, reach up. Exhale, bow forward. Breathe. If thoughts come up about your body, about your practice, just let them go. Go back to the pose. Come back to your breath. Use drishti, ujjayi breath. The access tools to create what is powerfully your body. You know, I had the realization that this is the only one I get. This is the only body we all get. And if you're like me, there was once along the way I lost connection to my body. It was changed forever. Like I gave up hope that I would ever be normal again, that I'd ever be fit again. And it wasn't until I just started moving my body with intention and being present and listening to my body and not doing what it was saying not to do, but then doing the things that I knew would create a new kind of access, a new kind of energy that really changed everything for me. And I know it's possible for all of us. Release your feet. Again, inhale, reach up. And then come to your knees, actually. Come to your knees. First, go through all fours. Come to your knees. And then inhale, reach up. Now, all fours to your knees, shoulders over hips. Yeah, inhale, reach up. And then take a seated back bend from your knees right here. Really to lengthen your spine, open your shoulders, and create stability to get access to a deeper back bend here. And then hands together through heart center. Come to all fours, and then all the way to your belly. Take a cheek. Take one cheek down to your mat. Breathe. Turn the other cheek. Just breathe and be and listening to your body. This isn't a rest, this isn't a break, this is a chance to reconnect. Take your forehead down to the mat. And we're gonna do locust pose. So lift your arms up off the mat, palms face down, lift your chest up off the mat, lift your feet up off the mat if you're able. Yeah, like you're flying, like Superman, flying through the air like in a dive bomb, like you've seen people do this skydiving, like really lift up, take your gaze forward, try to get your shoulders even higher, like lift up even higher, where maybe just your belly button is on the ground. Like that's maybe the only thing, that's where we're working toward. Reach up, fly, and come down. And once again, locust pose, come up, reach up. Lift your shoulders, press your hands down, but don't touch the floor, so you're pressing down to lift up. Actually point your toes, like really hug in skin to muscle to bone, lift up, eyes up, 3 more seconds, 2, 1, exhale, empty, come down. Floor bow. So Cam is going to show you a full floor bow. So Cam, go ahead and grab your ankles with your hands. Press your feet into your hands. Lift your shoulders up, chest forward, really creating opposing forces here. Ankles into hands, hands pulling the ankles to really create a full deep back bend. And Peter, can you demonstrate One side, yeah. So you want to bring your left arm parallel to the front of your mat, grab your right ankle with your right hand, and just lean to the side and do half floor bow. And then exhale, come down. And then once again, floor bow. Cam will show you full floor bow, and Peter will do half. You can also use a strap or a towel if you can't reach your ankle. It's really important to know that there are plenty of tools out there to modify your practice, and then there's always a way to make it happen. And release, come back to the floor, chest down, chin down. Breathe, reconnect. Bring both hands to your low ribs, fingertips face the front of the mat for upward facing dog. Press down to lift up, so upward facing dog, or alternately you can do low cobra like Peter's showing you right here. And then from up dog or low cobra, come to downward facing dog. Take both knees to the mat. And set up for camel pose, Ustrasana. So I want you to keep your hips directly over your knees, shoulders directly over your hips. Reach your hands right back to the top of your glutes and press in. Be sure to keep your hips over your knees and bring your shoulders integrated onto your back and really just try to do as much of a back bend as you can. It might be very slight, or it could be a full back bend where you reach back and grab your ankles. Listen to your body and move with intention to the degree that you're not experiencing any pain. And rise to center. Take a deep breath. Once again, camel pose. Hands on your hips. Remember to keep your hips over your ankles and take a back bend as you can. You may not be able to move very much, and that's fine. There's no right and there's no wrong. It's one body, it's yours. It's the only one that matters in your practice. That said, you want to be intentional about moving your body. You want to be intentional about reconnecting to your body. You want to be intentional about the experience of that you've already showed up, we're in this together, and we're going to make the most of this time together in this practice. And exhale, slowly come all the way up. Come back to all fours. Go to high plank. And you can either go straight to down dog or through a vinyasa, upward facing dog, to downward facing dog, to step your feet between your hands and come to a seated position. And then come all the way to your back. Supta Baddha Konasana. Bring the soles of your feet together. Take your knees out wide. One hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. And just breathe. You can try to bring your heels as close to your pelvis as you can, but that may create some difficulty. You just want to be at a place where you feel comfortable, open, present to each breath that fills your lungs. And as the air exits, sink deeper into your mat. Like truly connected to your body. Use your hands to press into your chest and into your abdomen and feel your breath move in and out of your body. Take your breath to your hips. Send the energy of your breath to your hips so gravity can do its work, pulling your knees just a little closer to the earth. Let's breathe and be. Nothing to fix, nothing to change, nothing to do, but be you. Powerful, connected to this beautiful, perfect version of you. Your body, perfect and complete, exactly as it is and as it isn't. 3 more breaths. 2 more. Last full breath in. Exhale, bring your knees together. Hug your knees into your chest. Take your feet straight to the sky. Straight all the way up. Now reach your arms up toward the ceiling. Interlock all your fingers to make 2 big fists, and then point your index fingers and thumbs toward the sky. And then lift your shoulders to pulse up for 10 counts. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. You can do this. 3, 2, last one. Hug your knees to your chest. Oh, so good. Happy baby pose. Happy baby. Spread your knees to the outside of your body. Reach up, grab the soles of your feet, and then pull your knees down toward the mat. You can do this seated as well by just lifting your legs up and pulling your knees toward your back. Breathe. Send your breath to your hips. Allow the space in your hips to fill with your breath. Do a body scan. Check in. What's limiting? What is keeping me from a bigger, fully expressed version of the pose? Nothing to fix, nothing to change, just a listening to your body of where is it? Where's the resistance? Close your eyes. Come back to your breath. With each inhale, really lengthen your spine. And with each exhale, pull your knees slightly closer to the floor or towards your back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your knees together. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself one big squeeze and come to a seated position for seated single leg extension. So start with your right heel toward the inside of your left thigh. And you can have your left leg straight out in front of you or 30 degrees off to the side. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, bow forward over your left leg, leading with your chest. And you can use a strap, as Peter's showing you right now, or if you have plenty of mobility like Cam, you can come all the way to bring your chest all the way down to your leg. Breathe. Nothing to change, nothing to fix, just here to be you and your body. On your own, switch sides. So straighten your right leg, move your left heel to the inside of your right thigh. And again, you can take your leg straight out in front of you or about 30 degrees to the outside edge of your mat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bow forward. You can use a strap. If you don't have a strap, you can use a towel. Be mindful of any resistance that you feel. Wherever resistance comes up, just send your breath to that part of your body. Just breathe and be. Now straighten both legs. Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. Inhale, bring both arms up over your head. Exhale, bow forward, lead with your chest. Use a strap or a towel or whatever you have to create access to a deeper fold. And now bring your head and shoulders down, round your back, pull your belly button up and in, collapse your shoulders down toward your knees. Breathe. And release. And next we'll take Viparita Karani or waterfall pose. So come to your backs and use a block or a towel, something to elevate your hips just slightly higher than your heart. Take your feet straight up to the sky. Breathe. Allow this pose to restore your body. Come back to your breath. 2 more breaths. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Remove your block or towel, whatever it is. And now take your right knee to the outside of your left leg for supine twist. As much as you're able. It may be a micro twist. You might be able to move just a little bit. So come up onto your left hip. Try to keep both shoulders on the ground. Take your right knee as close to the floor as you can. And then take your gaze to the right. And then back to center. Straighten your right leg and take your left knee to your right side. Try to keep both shoulders on the ground. Take your gaze to the left. Just breathe. Listen to your body. We're almost done. Come back to center, hug both knees into your chest. One last time. A deep squeeze, as big as you can, as big of a hug as you deserve. And Shavasana. Close your eyes. Let your toes hang to the outside edge of your mat, palms up, eyes closed. Remove the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Just breathe and be. The presence of gratitude for your body, your life, like this gift of life. My life is full of things that I'm so grateful for. My family, my daughters, the veterans and warriors that I get to work with, the mentors who've led me, the amazing people that I get to be surrounded with in the Here to Be program. People who are up to changing the world. Special people, beautiful people, but no different than you or me or any of us. I'm grateful for commitment. The commitment to show up. Show up for the things that I'm passionate about. I'm so grateful that I'm passionate about things. I lost that for a long time. The zest for life, the passion about anything, like the world was gray, but there's so many colors. So much beauty out there that I had lost because I was disconnected. So let this final pose be an opportunity for you to connect to yourself, to the color and beauty that's everywhere, all around you. And with the knowing that life is hard. Sometimes moving our body is hard. But when we just show up and do the thing, you have the power. And the power in each of you. It's just unfathomable what you can do and who you can be when you show up and connect. Starting from within. Let go of all control, of all need to breathe in a certain way or be in a certain way, and just get heavy. Present and alive. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Take both arms, reach up over your head, take a deep stretch, inhale, and roll to your right side in fetal position. Check in. Who is it you want to be? Who you were born to be. Who's that? Who is it that you are here to be? Keep your eyes closed. Come to a seated position at the top of your mat. Bring your hands together to Anjali Mudra. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, empty. Bring your thumbs to your forehead center, right between your eyebrows. We bow and say, Namaste.